I thought my husband's business trips were just work, until I discovered the truth that shattered our marriage. Like, you can't even explain it, but there's a little shift in the air that your brain can't let go of. That's where this all began. It was a Tuesday night in early March. Ethan, my husband, was standing in front of our closet, suitcase open on the bed, methodically folding shirts into those perfect little squares only he can manage. The hum of the ceiling fan was the only sound in the room, and I sat cross-legged on the edge of the mattress, sipping lukewarm tea, watching him in that casual, absent-minded way wives do after years of marriage. I've seen him pack 100 times. Business trips are nothing new for us. Ethan works in corporate consulting, which basically means he travels all over the place to help companies optimize things. I never understood exactly what supply chains, budgets, buzzwords, but it pays well, so I didn't ask too many questions. But that night, I noticed things I'd never noticed before. The cologne. It wasn't his usual warm, woodsy scent, the one I bought him for our anniversary last year. This one was sharper, newer. I only realized it because he sprayed it into the air and walked through the mist like he was in a commercial. Ethan never does that. And the shirts. He usually packs his standard work uniform, pale blue or white dress shirts, sometimes a light gray. This time, I saw a dark burgundy one I'd never seen before, and a soft black polo that still had the creases from being folded in a store. Then there was the grooming. He'd gotten a fresh haircut that morning, which wasn't unusual, but he'd also shaved his beard down to just stubble. I liked his beard. He knew that. So why change it before a trip? None of this was exactly suspicious on its own, but together, my gut filed it away as strange. We've been together for 7 years, married for 4. Our relationship had its ups and downs, whose doesn't? But we were solid. At least as far as I knew. The first few years were everything you hope for in a marriage: late night takeout dinners, weekend getaways, stupid inside jokes that make no sense to anyone else. We talked about everything back then: work stress, dream vacations, which celebrity we'd hypothetically cheat with. Mine was Chris Hemsworth, his was Natalie Portman, and I rolled my eyes so hard at that one. But lately, I don't know, we'd been more like comfortable roommates than passionate lovers. Not in a bad way, just settled. He'd be gone for days at a time and I'd fill the space with my work. I'm a freelance graphic designer, or wine nights with my best friend Mia. I missed him when he was gone, but I'd gotten used to the quiet. So maybe that's why I didn't immediately jump to he's cheating. I mean, come on, this is Ethan. The man who used to bring me flowers just because. The guy who learned how to make my favorite pasta from scratch during lockdown because I missed the restaurant version. But here's the thing about red flags. They don't usually show up waving in your face. They start small, almost invisible. The first one, late night work calls. At first, I thought nothing of it. His job involves international clients, so a call at 10:30 p.m. wasn't crazy. But it became a pattern, him stepping into the kitchen or out on the balcony, lowering his voice. Then came the muted notifications. Ethan used to leave his phone face up on the counter while we cooked dinner together. Now, it was always face down and he'd scoop it up the second it buzzed. He also started locking it with a password. Before, it was just a swipe open thing because, we trusted each other. I told myself I was being paranoid, that this is what happens in long-term relationships. People get more private. Not necessarily because they're hiding something, but because the magic of constant openness fades. Still, it gnawed at me. The night before this trip, he was extra affectionate. Not in a I want something way, but in a nostalgic way. He made dinner salmon and roasted vegetables, poured me a glass of my favorite wine, and asked about my latest project. He even offered to rub my shoulders while we watched TV. Part of me melted, part of me wondered if it was guilt. Fast forward to